Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermornings. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airways on WNTF, Nevermind the Furthermore. Now, before we go, of course, you guys know we got to pay our bills. So first and foremost, a huge shout out to our sponsor, the Independent Creator Directory. That's ndcd.org. Joe Bachman's home away from home for all of us, trying to make sure that we have a place where we can be represented online for a very narrow time, remaining a single $10 fee. Now, that will be going up to $20 in the very near future. We're talking days, folks. So if you want an online presence and to be part of a great community, because there's a social network built steaming off the side that I get to work on my own side of it, you want to join up with the ndcd.org. Joe Bachman is also the creator of a series of wonderful games and apps. Where did that go? I'm sorry. Every time I try to adjust it, it hops. And I am going to have to do some things. bit.ly/jbtechapps. That's bit.ly/jbtechapps. Joe Bachman Technologies makes wonderful concrete apps, construction-based apps, but also some game apps, including those related to big stompy robots. Hopefully, end of summer. I'm sorry, not end of summer. Oh, this year, hopefully, will be a game, an actual big stompy robots game that he's doing the background for. There are not words for how excited I am. And of course, as soon as my show starts, my notifications start going absolutely bonkers. Okay. I have to keep my notifications up because there's always the chance that something important is going on with my wife abroad. Now, there's also the chance that we may hear some more noises because of my accountability, and I'll get into that. But if you want to help support things around here, you can also buy any of my books. The Big Stompy Robots Core Rulebook, which, guys, there's a lot of lore, rules-like system. This is a great place to get into the new universe. And, of course, the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear. All these wonderful volumes exist to help bring what I love to people in as low a cost method as possible. Now, once again, and until this hits, I'm going to be kind of hammering it home. Print costs are going up on Amazon. I'm going to hold off until basically I get the notice saying you have to raise your rates, because most of mine are at the minimum that I can do, and the raise may be enough. Like, but Nick, it's only going up about 50 cents. Yeah. In some cases, that will raise my rates. I have been scolded that my rates are too low, and if my purpose were solely to make money, I would raise my rates, obviously, and chase the market. But my purpose isn't just to make money, although I do want a long-standing passive income I can pass on to my son. My purpose in what I do is to either educate or entertain people with as low a bar of entry as possible. So, in a world where gatekeepers are building gates and fences and arguing to keep people out of their areas, I'm trying to put in wheelchair ramps. And I think that sums up basically, wow, the vast majority of my philosophy on the vast majority of my social interactions. So you have that. Now, I paid some bills. Let's get into my personal accountability. I have been busy. Some positives and a bit of a negative that I'm turning into a positive. What do I mean? Well, let's get into it. First and foremost, anybody who's watched the show for more than a year knows that my study is not properly climate controlled. Therefore, it gets incredibly hot during the summer and it gets incredibly cold during the winter, no matter what I do. And it serves to preserve both those states for the rest of the house. Well, so what I mean is this becomes a hot box, and as everything else cools on, the heat that's trapped in here tends to heat up the rest of the house. So the solution would be leave my door open. However, I have my wall of cool. I have theoretically delicate electronics. I have, as I work through the mess of things, a lot in here. What does that have to do with accountability? I purchased a wooden screen door, and my son helped stain it yesterday. And I spoke to my wonderful neighbor, Lester Wooten, who he'll never see this because he doesn't have much internet, but he's a very good person. And he's somebody I try to help, and occasionally he helps me. It's almost like friends are supposed to do that. But he helped me trim the door down. And hopefully today I will be actually hanging it on the hinges and not just wedging it in the doorway, so that I will have a functioning screen door so that my cats can come in, they can look and see what I'm doing and not feel so alone that they're banging on the doors and running in. But I can work with an ear out to the rest of my house, and temperature control. It's a lot of work. It's a big amount of work. I also put together 6 sheaths for the rapiers for the Historical Fencing Guild yesterday, and filmed a 10-minute video that will never see, well, eight something, that will never see the light of day, because upon review, my shirt rucked up in the middle, and I was the fat guy with the belly button hanging out, and I refuse to air that. I think I found that unacceptable. Yeah, because with the brightness and the angle, I couldn't see the screen of my own camera to check to fix it. So very negative, bit of a body blow, because of late, last few years, all my physical recovery stuff has been just that recovery, trying to regain basic function, get some answers. And after 15 years, I got answers of what's wrong with my legs neurologically, at least a diagnosis so that I can work with some treatment on. And I have exercises that I can do for this and that. So now I'm incorporating them into a new exercise program, and I'm trying to build up from that. I also did 4 images. 2 were good. One had good points. I want to redo it. And one well, was an homage to an older style of something I used to follow, and I'm going to share them. You're just going to have to wait. Don't be persnickety, folks. Don't be snippy at me. I'm trying, but today's plan is because yesterday was a big physical day for me. That means today has to be a bit more mellow. Um, I'm going to work in my study to get my desk more functional. I'm going to work on the RPG because I had to delay it for some family reasons, and I want to see if I can knock that out. And I have a game session I have to have prep for the teens at the library. Well, and some younger. It's eventually going to convert to a teen program, but right now it is what it is. Uh, so I have a lot to prep for that. So a lot of writing there. If I get time and I get inspired, I have uh, I have that horror anthology, and I want all that done. I'm way behind on that because of outside life is definitely getting in the way of this year. But I'm making so much progress. I'm not sure I can feel bad about it. So it is what it is, and trademark soon. I hope to have some good stuff out, especially with some of the new options. I got held back and delayed by a lot of things. And anyone interested, say, in the hybrids role playing game, hit me up. I have copies of this. And when Luke does fulfillment on the others, I am slated to get copies of the full version that I can run and advertise for folks who are interested and promote that a bit. We'll see. But right now, that's kind of all in hiatus because Luke is chasing other things. And I am moving forward. So once all that is done and dusted, I have some other projects in the works. It's that weird time of summer where I have a lot of things that pull me out of my creative space and into my crafting space. And a lot of things that I do for the Historical Fencing Guild. So, I mean, we've redone the video editing. That's what I'm forgetting. I have video editing I have to do for the Historical Fencing Guild. Thank you, dear friends. But so I'll probably be spending most of my day working in my study today. This is gonna be a challenging one. How are you spending your day? I mean, I want your accountability, folks, but I also want to know what's coming down the pipe from you. Where are you working toward? Progress requests. I will probably on the other one is I will probably, due to the nature of Memorial Day weekend coming up, be doing a lot of. I may do an art program early sometime this week, so probably today or tomorrow, um, to cover the thumbnail creation so that maybe I can get it set up early so I don't have to worry about it this weekend. We shall see. Other than that, guys, please remember to like this video and share it. I want to get people on the more important stuff, which is your views. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run Joe's commercial because, frankly, it's Joe and he deserves a commercial. Then I'm going to get into what you guys have to say, and I have some more announcements. I almost forgot I have some more announcements.
Hi, I'm Joe Bachman with Behind the Code, Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch on the Independent Creator Directory pages. On this show, you'll be able to watch me go through and update the Independent Creator Directory website with new features or new members depending on what we have going on that week. Again, that's Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch on the Independent Creator Directory page. Joe Bachman again with The Burning is Love on Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time, also on the Independent Creator Directory Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch pages. To find out more about the Independent Creator Directory, visit indiecd.org to find other great authors, artists, game designers, and live streamers. On this stream, you'll get to watch me go through and do various word burning projects that I put on theburningislove.com. I look forward to seeing you guys there and hope you have a great day.
So do I, Joe. Everybody, we're trying to have a really good day, and I'm going to put something into the link into the comments that I will discuss when we get there. It's going to be a big old link, but it matters. It matters. So that's something floating to look forward to while it tries to do that, and then we will go through your comments till I get to that. I'll probably run a commercial for somebody, depending on how busy you guys have been. It looks like it's a quiet Wednesday, which is fine. We got Carl Witzman. Good morning, folks. Good morning, Carl. Donna will not be joining us today. That is all right. Donna's got a very active social life, and I admire it. Accountability, writing again. Glad to hear it, Carl. Just keep it up. You're a great creator. But folks, not every waking minute of your day should be striving to make money. You need to enjoy some downtime, too. That's the hard part of working for oneself, though. Absolutely. The balance of limitations and comfort, it's okay to be comfortable, is something I have to keep an eye on. The other thing is, unlike a great many of my fellow creators, I am a parent, and the parent of a special needs child, which means at any given point, everything becomes nebulous. I work very hard to keep my promises, which is why I am very careful in my wording, because little man is my world. Even though little man's a foot taller than me now, it's quite annoying. But taking care of him is my primary job. And anyone or anything that gets too far in the way of that, or gets too begrudging of that, I remove. I'm sorry. That's kind of how that goes. And that's called being a parent. But I make sure I have some fun. I try to do some type of entertainment. I'll watch YouTube videos with my family, or selected shows or something like that. We play games together. My wife loves Magic. I love Magic. I've played it since Alpha, but she's really into it right now. It's kind of cool. RPGs for the community. You have to stay well-rounded, or else it's very easy to become one of these people who sit in front of the screen and become increasingly bitter that either they're not at that level they think they deserve, not want, not worked for, not putting in the hours to get. They stop and they shake their fist and go, I should be here. And I find myself increasingly thinking, but ask yourself, why aren't you? Okay. Now, after you've blamed everyone else for your problems, ask yourself again and be honest. I am not a more famous or someone with more money than I am, because I have not made the choices to do that. I have not prioritized that. Yes, I've had physical limitations, and I've had social and I've made choices that involve having a family that come at a price. And I don't hold people who don't make those choices because they want to do other things. That's fine. But I also have certain benefits because of the choices I don't make, because I don't spend money on certain addictive substances. I have that money to spend on video games or art supplies or little things that make me happy. And I kind of hit a snap lately where I realized I've been living in such a way to, try to preserve the house for the next seller was something that was floating in the back of my mind, the next buyer. I lived in so many places that weren't mine. There's a fear to put up permanent, damage to drywall, things like that. It's like, wait a second. I live here. This is my home. It's been my home for 5 years. It's high time I start treating things like it's my home, my stuff. If I don't want it, I'm getting rid of it. I don't care where it came from. If I do need something, I'm going to get it. If somebody doesn't like it, they can take a flying. Guys, I'm going to take a moment and do something I don't do often. I'm going to pull not the green room on myself. But you got to be you, and you got to do what you're about. And so my house is greatly changing right now. It started when I decided I was done with the old couch, and I wasn't going to wait for a big item pickup day, and it was too cumbersome for me to move, so I broke it apart with my sledgehammer. That was a very spiritually empowering moment. So, sometimes you just have to let loose of the burdens that you are holding on to hold on to what matters. And that's what I'm working with right now. It's a long, slow process. But let's see, where was I? Boom, 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 boom. And Dawn says, good morning, Carl. Good morning, Dawn. How you doing, darling? She says, good morning, Carl. Good point. Me pushing past my limits is a huge factor in why I'm in the situation that I'm in. Yeah, there. You have to understand what kind of limits there are. There are necessary limits, and false limits. And anybody with a I lost the word. Dang it, I hate when that happens. But a condition that is constant. And it will hit me later. Anyway, but anytime you have a chronic medical condition, you have to learn to listen to your body, and you're forced to. And that for people who are determined and proud, that can be very challenging and very painful. But I'm glad you're learning your limits and learning how to work inside them. It's a lot of it. I look at it's a game of malicious compliance, where very rarely do all my systems fail at the same time. So if my hands aren't working but my legs are, I can go shopping, I can go on the walks, I can do some other things. If my legs aren't working but my hands are, well, shoot, I can write, I can fix, I can create. If my body is crud but my brain is working that day, maybe I can carefully write or draw, but if my body is working and I'm having a bad brain day, well, that's a good time to do the less mentally taxing things, because, the benefit of a brain not work day where caveman Nick is lumbering around. Occasionally caveman Nick will go do laundry. And because I'm so fried, I can actually do the laundry because there's enough energy for the ADHD to distract me. There's nothing going on. It's like, okay, I'm having a no brain day. Put laundry. Hit timer on phone. Stare at wall, timer. Oh, laundry. You know what I'm saying? You find ways to adapt. Now, there will be some days, especially when the right kind of weather front is coming in, where I stretch out in my purple chair, I lay like this, and I put something fun and distracting on the idiot box, and I watch and I laugh, or I watch my son play video games or something like that. Those days have merit too, because then everything just goes blah and you reset. But yeah. Sorry about that, Dawn says. But yeah, we are encouraged to give till it hurts, then society tosses you aside. Yeah, because the machine wants to get everything it can out of us. And I do believe I don't know what you call it. It's bigger than the military industrial complex. It's like the machine. You work, you grind your life away. It's made to like suck the life and joy to get you to make things for people till you die. And it just doesn't work. A lot of people are realizing the grind, so to speak, the rat race is a lie. Why do it? Let's find a different and better way. And you have to enjoy life. And if you're doing something you enjoy, it can still be considered work. I love art. I love sitting and drawing. Shockingly, a lot of times anime-fied fantasy creatures or big stompy robots or something like that. I love that. I enjoy it. It's still work. It's still valid. I still deserve to be paid for it. But there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to seek out something you enjoy doing in life and make some money doing it. I think that would be a fair and reasonable existence. It just comes at the price sometimes of being somewhere, if possible, with a lower cost of living, and being somewhere, if possible, in a setting where you keep your minimums needed as low as possible. Now, I consider my life luxurious beyond measure. This house I live in feels like a mansion to me. The fact that I have so many cool things and I can just blows my mind. Because I remember living in a little trailer as a young adult starting out, frantically keeping an eye on the things alongside the road just to see if it will be something I can fix and use. Not to sell, to use. And that has never left my mentality, and it never will, But it's nice to be able to have fun little things and find enjoyment. But you find yours. Figure out what matters to you and then do it. We got a comment dump that's glitching things a bit. Give me just a second. Oh, I know what's going on. I had a cable that was in front of part of my monitor for my camera, and every once in a while it's enough to trigger the touch. Okay, there we go. And we'll go back because that was a big comment dump. Here we are. And we got Rich through the door. Hey, Rich, how you doing? And hey, Rich and Grant. Morning, folks. The fur kids are upset that Donna went out for breakfast with a friend. Calvin is taking it out on me. Oh, that's terrible. Looks like you guys have gotten pretty heavy into discussion. No, it's been moderate. Hello, Grant. Mr. Carl. A little here, Grant, but Wednesday is a slow day here, and that's good. One complaint about Beowulf. I want more. I really like it. Thanks, Rich. I'm glad. Issue 6 will be out in October. Wonderful. Could you send me a quote of what you like about it that I can add to the next Kickstarter, Rich? That's great. That's how marketing should work in our sphere, guys. If I say something nice about your book, feel free to quote me. That's part of what this program's for. There's some books I don't talk all that much about because maybe I'm not interested in them or I'm not interested in the author. That can burn you. I prefer to know very little about the authors I read because I want to give their books a chance. But I know great people, and you're putting out great books, so I get to promote. And that's folks like Kelly Austin and Grant and Carl. Calvin finally settled on my arm. Hey, Rich, we got greetings. We got more greetings. And we got accountability. More word doodling. Get past roadblocks upstairs. Brain is not cooperating. Maybe you need to try the murder mystery approach. Okay? Now bear with me. When there's a trick to writing a murder mystery, you write it in reverse. Okay? So you figure out who did it, how they did it, and where they screwed up. Then you write all that down and you run the narrative the other way of how the detective finds each step of how they did it, finds the clues where they screwed up, and then solves the case. For you, I would love to see you, instead of doing all this complex stuff, write a beginning, middle, and end statement. Just like a sentence. The hero comes to the castle. The hero fights his way through. The hero beats the monster. That'll give you the 3 of the 5. Then you need an intro, being why is the hero going to the castle and what happened after. I think you're getting so caught up because you write a lot ordinally. You write this and this and this and this and this. You have an end. I'm trying to figure out where your block is because it seems like you always run into the same block at 3/4 to the end. And if you could figure out where you're this sounds stupid. Well, maybe not stupid, maybe crazy. Don't just for a minute stop looking at the individual stories and look at the writing process you're using, because you're going through all these systems and organizers and da-da-da-da-da. And look at the script like you're doing IT help. Not the script of the story, the script. I write this, I write this, I write this, I write this. Where is it breaking down in the process? Because for years you've been breaking down, and I suspect it's the same thing, but you're looking at the product, not the process. So try looking at the process, because I think you're going to find that there is some part of the story, some specific step that you're running into and you're crashing at that step. And then maybe we can work on that process. Because I'd love to see that. Thank you, everybody who showed up on my drawing stream Monday. Yeah, you have a great show, Grant, and you're a good host, and you're getting you're getting better. I like to see how people will slowly come out of their shell as they stream. One of the best examples I can think of is Willow Schuyler. She was such a trembling, like she was afraid to interrupt I'm sorry to interrupt your broadcast day with this message from me, to now she's slowly becoming a bit more of a powerhouse. A lot of times it's behind a subject she's passionate about, politically or whatever. But that's unlocking a lot of her potential. It's nice to see you kind of creaking open to Grant. And he's up again. I'm second best around here. It happens. Ooh, we've got another comment dump. So let's fix that real quick. And he's up again. Great, Rich. It's a good show, Grant. And Fawn is a good guest. Oh, Fawn's great. So, and how is Nick today? How is Nick today? That's, believe it or not, that's not a question I get asked a lot. Nick is, feeling the physical effects of being very physical yesterday for me, and mildly motivated. But I'm looking at the irons I have in the fire, and I'm trying to keep them all straight in my mind and what needs to be pulled and worked on when. And I do find that challenging. Emotionally, I'm in a much better place than I was last week, and that's just scheduling. Memories and anniversaries and things like that can do that to a person. I'm excited and a little apprehensive, because that's how I feel when things feel good, I get nervous, because a part of me is always waiting for the farkening, to not quite swear, where everything's going good and then oof. But there are a few roadblocks in our life that I'm, much like I was talking to Richie, I'm trying to, instead of looking at the problems that I have, because I keep running into the same problem, I'm looking at the processes that lead me to the problem. In a very Jack Sparrow, your problem isn't the problem, it's your problem with the problem kind of thing. And I'm feeling parts of my mind creak, and a different mental flexibility that I haven't been able to use for a while. But it's very challenging, because I feel there's a big change in my world building. And with the slight disappointment of some scheduled things that didn't work out the way I wanted, I'm looking at rebalancing. And that's a process. But like I said, that's where I am. Very contemplative, very metacognition today. I'm thinking about how I think to figure out some stuff. And that's always good, because that means I'm good. But thank you for asking, Carl. Seriously, very few people actually think to check on me, and I appreciate that. Richie was stuck going into the office today. By the time I was home, he was in so much pain, laid down for a couple hours. Everything was going nuts yesterday, so I wasn't taking my meds on time. That will mess you up. Feeling sore, but much better today. Well, I'm glad you're doing that. I'm very happy I attended as well, Grant. It was fun. Glad it was better today, Rich. Please don't forget to like this video. Yeah, guys, please don't forget to like this video. Busy day for me today. Now to make it all fit in. Oh my, Dawn. The screen door is a good idea. I looked in. It looked good in photos outdoors. Now to see it installed. Well, right now it's propped, because I have to triple check the fit. Then I have to mount the hinges to the door and raise the door slightly, and install the screws. Xander did a really good job on it. He had trouble with the corners, so the stained wood has a kind of battered, reclaimed look to it. Well, here, I'll give you a glimpse. There you go. Can you see? Yeah. You can't really get a good angle to see what I'm talking about, because it's behind the part of the door that has it open. But there you go. That's just going to help keep my little fuzz bucket chaos gremlins where they belong, out of here. And with this place finally becoming safe, I'm hoping I can take that next step and work on really digging the junk that doesn't need to be in here out and making this a better workspace. Dawn, I'm so glad now that my life is so boring. It's something to appreciate. Now, I put a link here, and it's kind of long, but a wonderful gentleman I met by the name of Michael Odin, who is a comic creator, made a wonderful comic, and it is on Webtoons now, called SPQR's Bizarre Adventure, which is and you guys, this is the only kind of thing you'd expect me to be into, a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure parody of Roman history. It's delightful. Roman history as told through anime tropes with some slight tweaks. It's a lot of fun title. I told him as soon as I reliably heard about it, I would put it up, and I have done just that. Morning all, morning Nick, morning Jody. Hey Jody. Living with Donna and cats, yeah, things get nebulous sometimes. Dawn says, I have 6 inches on my mom and 7 inches I chest on my sister. I'm still the baby of the family. Inches on my sister. What the heck? Chest? Stupid phone? Not the green room, folks. Not the green room. Save it for Friday. Glad that you're clearing that up. I thought you were comparing chest measurements for a minute. WTH? Table that for green room conversation. Hashtag not the green room. Ooh, finished the book I was reading and started Mad Gasser. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Good, Nick. We plan to croak in this house, never moving again. Don't get scared, Don. The guy was based on a bully. That was not me. A flying what? Say it. I want to clip it. Not here. And hi, Johnny. Hi, Johnny. Everybody's happy to see Johnny. Johnny will, because my teens needed a bit of a break. I'm thinking that a merchant will come into town, Johnny. Selling things, and who may or may not have ties to a certain completely undying vampire. We need BKM's horn right now for Nick. Yep. Hey, Johnny. Yo, Carl. Need to set up a break the printer day out in the field. I know that one. Carl, I know. Not worried about the book. I've read some twisted things in the past. Not worried that you're the bad gasser, nor can relate to him. Let's see. At this point, I think everybody who writes a villain at one point or another can relate to the villain. You almost have to. It has to be either what I call a controlled parallel of the please don't make me angry. My mind thinks about things when I'm angry, and I don't want those thoughts to become actions. Or you're processing something that has happened or that you've read that so horrified you. Oh, good. That it diametrically opposes everything you're about. But I think everybody has a bit of the villain in them. Accountability. Nick has the right to curse me out. I forgot about the links to the game sites to the board game till just now. I will do that tonight after work. I should be sidetracked by family. I would never do that because that would be hypocritical. I have a mind like a steel trap. It's just rusted open sometimes, so it doesn't always close. When it does, it really closes. But no, it's okay because it's not a pressing matter. I don't have a lot holding on it yet. It's something for later goals. Was actually doing that with the fire the other day, looking at the major beats, going, okay, I need to end at X. What's that? That is one of the great cures I've found for writer's block. You start going, okay, what do I know has to happen? And if I don't know, okay, I'm just going to skip this step. There's a void, The trick is to remember to fill the void back up so you don't end up with, and somehow Palpatine returned, But you put something at the end of it and then just chart your way through. Books don't have to be written in sequential order. I don't do anything in sequential order. It would make more sense if I did. It would be better if I did, but my brain doesn't work that way. This is part of why formatting is such a nightmare. Accountability, page 41 is done on PSN number 4. We'll try to get more done before Saturday's show. Great to hear. My stories don't flow in a linear fashion. They're as disjointed as my brain. That's what happens to me a lot. I am the guy who gets flashes of intricate scenes. Just, here's a scene. Bam! I don't know where it's from. I don't know much about it, but it's there. Or you're trudging along in the story. Oh, excuse me. Lots of yawns today. Pressure must be changing again. Doing my thing. And then it just stops. And I got nothing. So I know what you're talking about. What Nick is talking about now could be a time to share it with someone else and have them look at it. Rich, I'd like look at your work if you want. Wonderful offer. Please take him up on that. It's getting from scene to scene. I see the major beats. I lose from C to D. I get from A to B to C. I can figure out C to D, J to W. Trying to figure out where the heck K through V went. Absolutely. Hey, Alec. Hey, folks. Can't stay that long. Just wanted to say hi and enjoy the stream. Have fun. Please, if you're still here, like it, and I'll see you Thursday for the game. On the drive into the office, I got inspiration to write a story about Big Bad John as a cryptid that shows up before a disaster to save as many lives as possible. Cool. Jot it down. Hey, Alec. We got greetings. Hi, Alec. Now, that song is my head. And the sequel song. Make sure you write her in, too. I wonder where Cindy is. Haven't seen her in the past few shows. She's been really busy with her con schedule and prep for her show. She's doing a demo on Tai Chi. So I assume she's pushing herself probably harder than she should. Michael Odin is a great creator. Love talking to him. Yes, Michael Odin is one of my favorites. He's very, 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 very sharp. Incredibly well-informed on his ancient history. He's one of those people it's just nice to geek out with. It was nice when I was there because Odin and I almost spoke a different language for a while, and I got to watch the other folks on Nerd Bacon kind of short circuit. And, it's like, hey, guys, this is what a lot of people feel like watching the show. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Blue Teddy. How are you? Hi, Blue Teddy. Hi, Dawn. Everybody's greeting. Dawn, you almost got the worst comment at the end of that faux pas. But thankfully, this is not the green room. Absolutely. Hi, Blue. Hi. Afternoon. Hello, Monster. It was my phone. I didn't mean to bring up chest sizes. Carl, do you still have that keyboard? Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger. Exactly. I wonder if Nick can borrow at BKM's F-bomb. Yeah, I may need to acquire one of those at some point because there are a few things that get even my happy, fluffy self a little riled up. And wow, I am really behind on commercials, so let me run an ad, and let me run one for somebody I haven't ran in a while. I want an ad I haven't run in a while. Let's see. Let's run this because Carl's been so helpful. Yes, I know. I need to put hinges on the door. Bang, 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 bang. Clatter, clatter, boom. Nope. Haha. Still cat proof. Cats denied. Okay. Sorry about that. Now, getting back into the flow of things. I think so, Dawn. I'll even look after it. Afternoon bouncer. Hello, everyone. Bound for the Sticks is finally in. Looks better than I imagined. Wonderful. Not me. Nope. No villainy. Only fluff. But Blue Teddy, you have a poem about the Scarlet King on your YouTube channel. I'm sorry. There's got to be some kind of harmony going on if you're writing about, the Scarlet King, which you guys don't need to know about, don't think about, you didn't hear about, never happened. This message is approved by the O5 Council. Moving on. Yes. Me. Let's burn it all down. Hey, it happens. Sometimes you got to let the bodies hit the floor. A nice sponsor. We're all proud of sponsor. Yay. Still need to work on a trailer, but currently writing a prompt for Anvil Magazine. Very good. Just so you guys know, my next drawing stream will be pre-recorded. Mike Jimmy will be the next guest, and he can't do it live due to time zones. That's fine. Mike Jimmy is it's really a privilege because Mike Jimmy is one of the coolest people I've ever met. And more people need to watch his hung on animation. That was a read and draw, not a write and draw. I see. I'll let you off the hook this time just because you're cute, Blue Teddy. Oh man, awesome and sad. Love chatting with him, but totally awesome that y'all are teaming up. Yeah, he's an incredible guy. I've missed a few of the hung on animations, but they're really cool watching him learn the process and do his process of animating the Life on Quora pilot on Clip Studio Paint. It's just brilliant to see. Okay, Calvin says lunchtime. Everybody have a great day. You and Calvin have a great day. We'll keep trucking for a bit. Right, Lankard, you'll have fun on the record session for that show. Absolutely. Have a good day, Carl. I gotta go soon as well. Well, pretty soon I'll have to go, and I'll have to put out because I have videos to tweak and edit that I've been putting off because it's going to be a bit of a pain. It's all video editing is always a pain, but I have some new software that I am trying to use, and we'll see if it works better. But I also have to be careful because I'm having some awkward in my wrist from doing too much yesterday. So we'll see what becomes of what. It's kind of exciting. I'm oddly thrilled, but we folks, we good folks, I can speak the English language, are all coming together, and we are all creating and moving forward. And I think that's important. I'm excited that there's so many wonderful products. I'm happy that people haven't missed the interviews. So much happier doing live artwork that instead on Saturday. Later, I will tell you, it is really, really grand to do. I think I just heard my delivery get delivered. Well, I don't think anybody's coming through my door. That would be a poor life choice. But sometimes the way they knock, it sounds like they're trying to kick the door down. I'm really glad and I'm proud of you guys. You're working forward, and I think it takes courage to admit your foibles. Okay, the vast majority of people come online and they're like, "I am flawless. It only took me 5 hours of filters and careful camera angles, and a background team to get me to look flawless." No, we're out here and we're doing the work, and we're doing the work as we are. Come as we are. And that's important, folks, because being able to be real in this world of artificial intelligences and filters and facades, being able to have a authenticity to you is important. And thank you all for being such people, because I know it's hard. It would be a lot easier to just give up and be like, okay, I know I can make a lot of money if I do X, Y, and Z. And just, sell your soul like a lot of other people do. But you don't. You tell your stories the way you want to tell them. This is why I admire people like Monster. This is why I admire people like Jody McPhee. There are people out there who have the force of personality to be themselves, and the integrity, the honor to maintain their ideals, even when it is inconvenient, unprofitable, or dangerous to do so. That's what an honorable man is, or an honorable woman, or an honorable whatever you want to identify as gender-wise. That's not my place to judge. I'm far more interested in the honorable part than I am the parts that are being honorable, if that makes any sense. But life hack, you don't have to filter your selfies if you never post selfies. Yep, Blue Teddy, I understand that. Part of the reason I don't is a part of my accountability. We live in a world where a lot of people, and you are not one of them. I totally understand the people who hide behind VTubers, and I appreciate them because, one of my favorite programs to watch is a VTuber called Honey Goblin. She's absolutely delightful. She's an artist and a singer, and she has some health problems, and she's just a delightful little character running around on YouTube. I actually recommend her VODs. She's on Twitch, but I don't Twitch nearly enough. Well, or watch Twitch. However one does that. Which reminds me, I have to run an ad in a minute. But for me, I play my cards face up on the table because that's who I am. I believe in transparency. When I screw up, which I do sometimes, or I'm misunderstood, I'd rather have people, let's talk about it, get it out in the open, settle it, and move forward. because every major drama I've had since I've been online has been born of people talking in back rooms and comments taken out of context and weirdness. And I've watched it happen so many times that I detest it. And I find the people who thrive on the drama thrive in those environments. So that's why I'm Nick Tockert. When you read my books, they're by Nick Tockert. When you look at my business card, going, I need to get this digital image up as a thing. I hold accountability. That's how I roll. I don't expect others to, because I don't want people to tell me how to live and try to force me to something I'm uncomfortable with. But yeah, nah, dog. The blame is mine. I can put it on whomever I want. Okay. Well, and Johnny goes by the anglicized version of his name as a courtesy for many people, including me, so I don't risk mispronouncing it. And I take that as a great courtesy. And I actually respect that, because Johnny is, I talk about him and people don't believe it. If you are comfortable with adult/mature rated art, and I don't see the horror that people put in the human body, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh my God, it's a human body. I have one. You have one. He just draws idealized, beautiful versions of a human body. In the right setting, I see no harm in that. It's called art, and people need to get past some of the stuff on that, in my opinion, as adults. But I have no problem with him, and I have no problem with the people who do have to hide behind a screen name because of work or other situations, especially if it would be dangerous for them. However, there are a lot of people who hide behind the anonymity of the screen and feel that they can safely bark and mistreat people who should not be treated that way. I did try streaming with a camera way back when on DL Live, and it feels so awkward to me. Makes me feel like I'm in a zoo exhibit or something. I can understand that. You do put you're shining this light into your life, and it does feel a bit like a cage. But I think that's why I wear my scars boldly so others may have comfort with theirs. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that you would feel comfortable, but if you don't, that's fine. I do think you have having talked to you, I think you have a wonderful personality. And I think that people prefer to have a face to a setting to attach that to. It's just human nature. So I would love to see you do a ping tuber or a YouTuber kind of scenario, so that your little your persona can be better embraced, if that makes sense. You remind me of something my grandfather said about playing cards. When you master a game, you can play your cards face up. Others can't dictate when you play them, but you control their actions. I can see that. I can see that. And I'll tell you, I don't bluff. I don't have the memory to keep track of whether I'm bluffing or not. I try not to lie. Everybody does a little bit, or they falter once in a while, but I try not to. And a big part of it is I just mechanically can't remember. I can't remember the lie. So if I say something, it's probably that's inaccurate. And I love something. I won't get into that. But It's very, very rarely a lie. Now, I might lie to have someone save someone else's face. Uh, you know, uh, or in a life-threatening situation, you know, to save a life, I have lied. Uh, but to save a life, I have done a lot of things that have cost me friends. But they're alive now, so I count that as a win. The trick is, if you're open and honest and you're sincere, the vast majority of time, I think, you're walking down the right path. And when you make a mistake, you just go, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I screwed up. Now, I mentioned accuracy. Oh, yeah. Oh, something else I learned playing poker is the greatest bluff is the honest truth. You can win more hands that way. Yeah. Because if you're just playing it straight, all the gamesmanship works against everyone scrambling. They're just before I get into this, because this is a good comment and it's a good conversation. I heard something about, and they call it the autistic urge to be accurate, and it's not about being right. And I heard this, and it's one of those that really I need to find the video and share it around. I think I shared it on Facebook. I'll have to look around. But there is an urge intrinsic in a great many people that I love, respect, and I also in myself. I don't care about being right. Being right is about I'm right, you're wrong. I want to be accurate. I want actual truth for the sake of the actual factual truth. Not any dominance or social engineering or political maneuvering. Oh, it seems like such a colossal waste of time. I just want to be accurate. And that's why a lot of times I phrase things the way I do, or I ask things about things. And sometimes people don't get that because they're like, oh, you just want to be right all the time. No, I'm totally comfortable being wrong unless I've led somebody there. Then I feel bad about that. But I want to be accurate. And being truthful and being accurate run hand in hand as a mechanic, a mental process. But yeah, something else, he says, some of the best truth is we win more hands that way. And you will. I saw a great Mythbusters thing. Two people were trying to get to the coast in LA traffic. And one of them was driving like their usual maniac, cutting and weaving and trying to pass, and the other was just said, I'll just try to stay in my lane. Just stay in my lane unless I have to change. Be chill about it to see which is actually faster. And what happened was the guy who was cutting around beat the other guy. And he was stressed and fighting and just, there's an open goal there. And the other guy's like, one notch from full Nick mode, playing, bossa nova music, just chill. It's like, I can't, these are the rules, fine. I'm just chill. Got there 2 minutes later, but had no stress. Worse than, the natural stress that comes from your driving in tight traffic. And the question becomes, is the 2-minute gain worth all the stress and risk that you're rolling every time you do something screwball, cutting around for a wreck? It's enlightening to me. And for me, a lot of times, I don't see the 2 hours of intense stress for a 2-minute game at the end worth it. Wait a second. Johnny says, I'm comfortable being wrong. It just happens so rarely. What can I do? Exactly. I find it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you're trying to gain information for the purpose of accuracy, you come to a solution that's correct. That's technically correct most of the time. And everybody knows technically correct is the best form of correct. And that over time builds that you're more likely to just have the right answer for a lot of things. Have a great day, all. Oh, you too, Dawn. I know I'm running a little late, but we got into a neat conversation. And sometimes it's nice to have a nice conversation on a Wednesday. I don't feel like I'm overstepping into, I'm not worried about overstepping into Nita or Daphne's programming. Even though I don't get to catch that as much as I usually do, because I usually leave this program and go straight to whatever task I have at hand. Whew. But I think, guys, we're on to something. And I think it's important. I think we need to pay attention to it. That by simply being taking time to be accurate is the internal process of saying, I want a discussion, not a debate. And if we could ever get the vast majority, especially as Americans, of our country to stop debating and start discussing, a lot of problems would be solved. Because if you can keep a discussion from turning into a debate, it's not about the ego, it's not about the individual, it's not about the funding, it's about what gets the job done right on any subject. Bye, Dawn. Watch your head on the way out, Lamau. I just couldn't resist from the earlier statement. That's fine. But, a lot of folks are leaving, and my count is moderately dropping. So, guys, be sure to hit like before you go. And I'm going to run an ad. We'll see if there's anything else coming down the pipe. Let's see. You know what? I haven't run Joe D. McPhee's ad, so I'll run that.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, and I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
Yep, Joe's doing it, and he's a great creator, and so are the vast majority of you guys. And if you're looking to be a creator and you're watching programs like this, reach out. Please don't hide in the comments. Drop a line. Hit me up on Twitter or hit me up here. I'll be happy to put you in line with all sorts of neat people who, if I can't answer your questions or comments, they probably can. Because that's what we're about here. So, guys, I want you guys to really consider creating and writing and getting your stories out. Because it's important. Because I believe in you, and you should believe in you too. Guys, I love you. I really do. And I will see you Friday for Nevermind the Furthermore and for the Historical Fencing Guild's live stream. Hopefully sometime between now and then I will do an art program. But there's no warning on Art Time with Nick. Oh, I am so sorry. My ears are just booming and my eyes are watering. And it's like the pressure is just going nuts. So I'm going to go try to figure out what's going on. You guys have a lovely day, and I'll see you again real soon.